Hello, and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays, a podcast by friends for friends. Here with the typical crew. I don't know why we even introduce ourselves, but Margot,
Every time, hey.
Ryan,
Hello.
and me, Adam. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Very good. Yeah. It's already February.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep.
January did not exist. I'm sure this month won't either.
Yeah, I was like planning out my schedule of like things I have to do, and it's like, oh, well, pretty soon we'll be March, and then I'll have spring break, and then I'll be done with that, and I'll be in finals, and
Yeah.
no time at all.
Not entirely unrelated to what we're gonna do today, but I'm running a 5-part mini-series Dungeons and Dragons campaign for some friends, and we were all calling the other day to figure out plans and everything, and I was like, let's just do 2 weeks from now, for when we'll start. And then I looked at the calendar and it was the end of February, and I was like, oh my god. What?
Yeah.
That's so close. The whole time. So I don't know, time's fake. That's the rant. Have you guys done anything fun in the past week? Anything crazy, wild?
Not really. I went pottery painting for a friend's birthday party, which was
That
kind of
sounds
neat.
like so much fun. I love that. Did you get it back, or is it the wait a week thing?
It's they'll notify us when it's done out of the kiln or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not gotten that notification yet. Well, technically they're going to notify my other friend, and then she's going to. And so we just gave them one number.
Right, that's smart.
And then she'll let us know. So
okay.
I don't know when that is, but it's someday.
Well, I cannot wait for the reveal on the podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because it was originally going to be a present for my girlfriend because it's her birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow as of filming date. But it won't be here in time, probably. So, oh well. So I will have it here.
Tell her she cannot watch the episode until after.
She already doesn't.
Classic. This is the one she's going to watch this time. You're not going to tell her, and she's going to be like, oh my god, I listened to that episode. But
it was hard. I was doing I really didn't get a very complicated item. It was a little mushroom thing.
Yeah.
Cute.
But the little dots on the mushroom head were so difficult because I was like, I'll start with those because that'll be easy. And then I painted the rest of the head, and then it overlapped, and I was like, oh no, now I got to repaint it, and then that overlapped with the overarching color, and then I had to redo that, and it was this vicious cycle.
Did you paint it multiple times?
Yeah, you're supposed to do 3 coats for the right. I don't want to say thickness, but I don't know if that's really the right color.
Layering, yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, it looks very clear and kind of light.
Mm-hmm.
They it was a pretty neat little shop. They showed you here's a color palette, and then they showed you this is with 1 coat and this is with 3, so you knew.
Oh.
How much to put on.
I like that. Yeah. It sounds like a blast. I don't know.
Also,
I love that.
Great date idea.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be. Jonathan, I don't know. It's a good time. What are other weird ones? That's not the go-to thought for a date, but I think that's a incredibly cute date because this is coming out on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Which
That's true.
Also will be our 3-year anniversary.
Oh wow.
Wow, 3 years.
I guess it's only 2 years. I guess that's how it works. But we started in 2020. It is 2023 now, so I'm calling it 3. I think it's only 2.
Entering into our 3rd year.
3
to 1 to 2 to 3. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 3 years.
It's always a weird sign. Time confuses me.
Time hasn't moved since COVID struck, so.
No. Happy 3-year, guys.
Yeah.
Let's tell people how to date.
Yeah, now I'm trying to think of ones that we wouldn't ordinarily think of.
Yeah.
My history teacher in high school used to joke, well, it wasn't really a joke, but he took his wife on their first date to I want to say a grocery store or Pet Store maybe. Pet Store seems less weird. It was 100% a very odd decision.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You can't do what they expect. You gotta
throw them off the rhythm.
you gotta be memorable. So you gotta take them somewhere odd." I feel like it was something to do with there were lobsters in a tank, and so I don't know whether that was lobsters for food or lobsters as part of the Pet Store. And that was his date idea. Go watch the lobsters in the tank forever. They have lobsters, I guess.
I feel like if I got taken on that date, it would not be a very long relationship.
Yeah, like I feel like you could, like, Pet Store is like not a first date to me, just because it's like, well, now I want one of these animals, and that's too much commitment for a first date, you know. Grocery store though, you could make it cute. You could be like, let's grab like food we can eat real quick and then go have a picnic somewhere, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Just a couple Lunchables. That's a date right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to think of other weird ones too, and I can't. Zip lining.
Zip lining. I was gonna say paddleboarding.
Paddleboarding. That's cute. Yeah.
Or kayaking.
Fair.
I think craft stuff is always good too.
Craft stuff's adorable. Do
At
more
the very
crafts.
least, you walk away with something.
That's true. Yeah. Proof of date. I like it. Well, speaking of dates, we're gonna write a movie again. Because it's a fun little time. Before this I was like, let's do a romance movie because Valentine's Day, and Adam was immediately like, no.
Well, we just did one.
But only kinda.
I mean, I feel like it was a romance movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it had so much more. But also, I maintain there's a difference between like a Christmas romance movie and just regular romance movies, you know? Because one of them set at Christmas.
Yes.
But also, that movie was more of a love letter to Chicago.
It wasn't a Hallmark movie or a romance movie. It was a Chicago movie.
It was a Chicago movie through and through. Someone commented on our YouTube, like, can tell you guys we're from the Midwest or something like that. And I was like, what? One of us isn't.
No, all three of us. Midwest,
Yeah.
born and raised.
No. I did put on a flannel to blend in. To have synergy throughout the podcast. But yeah, so we're gonna do just a regular, like, roll some d20s, figure out a hero, a villain, and a genre movie like we did that first time, but there will be a like large plot point of romance mandatory for Valentine's Day. Even if it is, again, a love letter to Chicago. All right, who wants to roll for hero?
I can.
Okay, go for it.
Not genre first. We're going here.
Oh, we can go genre first.
I don't know.
Roll for genre.
All right. 2.
2. Wait. Roll again.
Oh, that's the one we've done already.
Yeah.
3.
Thriller.
Okay.
I don't know how romance the thriller is.
Do you want hero or villain, Ryan?
I'll do hero.
Go for it.
3 as well.
Okay. The chosen
Rolling
one.
low.
The chosen one?
Chosen one.
Chosen one in a
For a thriller.
Can I roll again and we can choose if we want the chosen one or something different?
Yeah, I like that.
9.
A false hero. Little deception. Maybe that's part of the thriller.
So I just read this incredibly good web novel, which I highly recommend, called An Unauthorized Fan Treatise. And the framing behind this is it's this fan of a popular fantasy true crime show,
Okay.
kind of like Supernatural or X-Files or whatever,
Yeah.
who is completely convinced that the actors behind the male lead and the villain are dating in real life.
Okay.
And she has written a essay of proof. And then throughout this, she uncovers like a real crime, and it becomes a thriller. So, not to first go read it; it's really good. But this setup reminds me of that, which is good because I wanted to talk about it anyways. Because the narrator, author, main character is not exactly an upstanding person.
Yeah.
So, like, while they're the main character and telling the story, they are a little bit of a false hero.
Okay.
So,
I think that leads itself more to thriller than Chosen One does. But I also feel like they're kind of like low-key completely opposites. So it really depends on which end we want to go. You know?
for what, like that thriller and romance are complete opposites?
Oh, no. Thriller is the genre. But whether we want the Chosen One versus the false hero.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely complete. I mean, I like false hero.
I like false hero too.
Alrighty, I'll roll real quick for villain. I'm really hoping for. I know that one of them is just Doofenshmirtz, and I'm really hoping for that.
Perry the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz in a high stakes political corruption thriller.
Okay, I got 15, which is like the internal thoughts of the hero.
The real villain is themselves.
Yeah, which I don't know if we should go with. I might reroll.
Let's reroll when we get to choose.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Choose.
Okay. Just wanting chaos. Which I'm assuming is Joker equivalent. Yeah. Which. We might
reality, the hero wanted chaos.
Yeah.
This is a little shaky.
Okay.
For romance.
Yeah, because remember, no matter what we do, it has to be a romance too.
Here's my setup. An ode to fan fiction authors. Main character, detective. Villain is the Jinx-esque, kind of crazy lunatic who's messing up the downtown.
Right.
But in messing up downtown, they've uncovered actual corruption, and kind of like in the Batman, where the Riddler's like, this is actual kind of terrible people that I'm uncovering. But I'm also a serial killer, so not ideal. Kind of like that. Like this villain is out there blowing things up.
What is that one meme where it's like when someone you don't like makes a good point or something like that?
The worst person you know.
Yeah.
Made a really good point.
Made a good point, yeah.
I've seen a variation of that lately. It's like the worst people you know are fighting. It's the dude, but he's smiling.
Oh my god. Fair. Okay. I feel like that's fun.
So like either the detective is kind of complicit in this corruption or benefiting off of it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kind of, and like they both have reasons to hate each other, and then they kiss, which brings it back around to romance.
Not the background, the foreground is romance.
Or the villain convinces this hero that what he's doing is right, even if he's going about it a bad way. And the main character joins the villain's side, and then they are morally gray together. And it's romance.
What if, okay, so like false hero, right? We need to figure out like what makes them a false hero, I guess. But then like the like chaotic villain, it could be one of those things where it's like they're not a direct like obvious antagonist so much as they're just like feeding into that like they would at the end of that. But like if it's like what makes them a false hero is like they believe in X, right? If the villain is like, hey, X is like really cool, like yeah, I love that you're doing that, and it's like technically a friend of theirs, but they're like egging them on, but not in a direct like we're fighting kind of way. Does that make sense? I mean, it makes sense at all. Are the words start coming out?
You know, a little.
Okay, I'll take it. Oh man. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna put a timer on real quick.
So, I think we should set false hero first because that kind of dictates how this main character is going to act. Is it a false hero in that they aren't really like they're a fake hero, like that story I was talking about, that they're kind of, you think they are based on the way the story is set up, the main character and everything, but then you realize that not necessarily. Or is it a false hero because they're just kind of morally gray, like I don't know, the Punisher or some kind of heroic main character who is doing good but is going about it in a kind of not typical evil way.
Yeah. What were you saying, Ryan?
I was gonna say I sort of like that first idea.
Fair. Yeah. I think I lean more towards that one too. Okay. Wait, real quick, let's narrow down like what type of thriller, because I feel like thriller is kind of general.
I always think like a political thriller.
Political thriller? Okay.
But it does not have to be.
Well, I'm like fine with whatever.
It could be so low stakes. Like there was just a Prosy D video making fun of animes with like student councils. What if it was like high school or college?
High school political thriller.
A college, but it's like the college government, and so it's like political thriller, but they're fighting over completely meaningless representative body position.
I really like that.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy. Like it's like a political thriller, but of like either high school or college, like young, like unimportant, tiny. Sorry to high school and college governments.
So
they don't do anything anyway.
They don't. It's useless. If you were on college, like student government or whatever, why?
Why? What if this is probably too on the nose? But res life. We probably shouldn't do that.
I don't know. I like the political of like, you know, try and get votes and campaigning only for like literally nobody to care.
Right.
This is a critique on college elections.
Okay, let's do it. Okay.
There's this college in DC that I don't remember the name of, but because they're near DC, they have kind of a crazy student government. Like people are.
Is it Howard? Is it George Washington?
It might be George Washington.
Okay.
That sounds the most, but you know, people care a lot, and the people who are running it care a lot. And there was this incident like a year or so ago, where everyone hated the student government, and so like you had the people who were running were part of it. They were like the previous vice president. Then there were the other people were like frat bros who had this whole allegation of bribing voters with alcohol, like underage voters with alcohol. And then you had the third candidate who was Darth Sidious, and his whole campaign was that he was going to like put the Empire in charge and do like blatantly evil things. But over the course of the drama, the guy being Darth Sidious realized that like, hey, this student government's they're kind of shady. Yeah. Maybe we should expose and make it more accessible to people. So what if that's kind of the thing? You have like the established person who jaded political figure, veteran of the student government wars, and they're like, you know, I gotta win. I'm part of the system. I'm doing shady stuff. And then you have the newcomer, the chaos wielder, who's like the joke candidate and bringing a lot of attention, but maybe unwanted attention to the first person.
Did you guys ever watch Video Game High School?
Oh yeah.
Yes, but I don't remember any student government plotline.
I think it's either season 2 or 3. But I think his name is Shane Pizza is running against Key Swan, who's like one of the like regulars, and she like basically like she's like, hey, I want to like actually run, but then like Shane Pizza is like trying to buy people over by giving them pizza because he's Shane Pizza. And like you have her going through and like trying to like actually work with constituents and figure out what they want, and like showing her like doing all this work, and then it's just immediately like you know, beat out by the fact that he's going to give everyone pizza. Like, I don't know. I feel like that lends itself to fun stuff. But I do like that, like, someone's taking this very, very seriously and like doing like the work in the way that you're told you're supposed to do the work, and then someone's doing it in a shady way, and then we can have someone doing something completely crazy, to be like, no, we need to
And then
shake
they
this
all kiss at the end. All
at
three
the
of them.
same time.
I
It's a triangle kiss.
Adam,
It was
when you were-
Georgetown University.
Oh, okay. I like
Okay.
when you were describing it, like all the different groups of like you have like
Yeah.
the frat bros and they're shady, but then like maybe you add in like even more groups, like
Yeah,
increase the intrigue.
the chess club, and they're just
The masterminds in the chess club.
Sacrificing pawns to win their.
oh god, that's a scene right there. Is them like talking about their political strategy, but with a chessboard. They move my pawn to e4. Anyway, okay, so you have, how many different parties does this college union have? We have, I think frat boys is an easy one, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And what are they? Are they either a hero or a villain, or are they just frat boys?
I mean, I am no fan of fraternities, so it could be like if we're doing joke candidate, like real candidate, frat boys, joke candidate. It could be like real candidate and joke candidate are at odds, but then they unite against the common villain, which is the frat bros.
Everyone's common villain.
Yeah.
Okay, what other groups do we have? Because I feel like we should have like a few, like at the beginning, that are
That
just
like drop
not
out.
gonna last. Yeah, either just like don't get enough votes like through the primaries, right? And then it lends itself to those final three.
The libertarian, that's sole campaign is they want to legalize weed on campus.
Just one guy.
Yeah, weed guy, singular.
Then you could have a great scene of like, I called the RAs on him and they found weed in his room.
Oh my god. Yes.
He can't run with strikes on his record.
Evil. What are other theater kids?
Sure. Let's throw them in.
I'm trying to think of any other like typical college campus groups. Ultimate Frisbee people. We all know them.
It's not a very big group, but
Classic.
Not on our campus, but go anywhere else. That's why. Go somewhere else.
There's Ultimate Frisbee on our campus.
Yeah, but
I
it's
played
just like
Ultimate
not
Frisbee with people.
huge. It's like not the biggest thing. You know what's
Yeah.
big on our campus for no reason? Rolf.
For all? I
Frisbee
don't remember
golf.
that. Oh, yes. I Frisbee golfed a lot too.
yeah.
Well, because there's a Frisbee golf place like right off.
Yeah.
Frisbee golf place. A park is what they're called.
It's a place with all this grass, some nice pathways, a couple
I
of
mean, I suppose
trees.
they have to set up the like,
Those little metal cups.
I don't know what they're called. The
Goals.
Goals.
Goals,
I don't know.
yeah. Like metal. Usually
Yeah,
in
they're
long
like
parks.
baskets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just lose respect for people when they say the word frolf and they're like,
Yeah.
like really
I
genuine
hadn't-
about it.
I had
Like,
not ever heard
We're
it
gonna go
called that.
frolfing.
I think that's why they're always saying frisbee disc golf instead of
That's fair.
abbreviating it.
I think chess guys is a good gag for the beginning too.
Yeah.
You know, in Community, when I think it's the floor is lava episode, when they're like eliminating the different school groups and chess club is one of them. You
Yeah.
could have like a scene where we have the established student government veteran who's kind of shady of like, and this is how they get rid of the competition, and then they do like a chess club falls and frisbee golf falls and all this.
I love that.
And then that like scene, like maybe we have our joke. Which one's the hero here?
Yeah.
No, the hero is the
it's gotta
the
be the
established
student
the false
gov,
hero,
right?
because
Yeah.
the chaos causer is the joke candidate. So like that would cause the joke candidate to be like,
but
well,
also
now I'm
that's
gonna
the
be a
perfect
joke
false
candidate.
hero, right? If it's like,
Yeah, if they're doing shady stuff.
if I'm like some preppy student government kid and like I'm narrating this story and I'm going like, can you believe it? Like this, blah 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 blah. These chess boys,
Could be
like
like a real Rachel Berry from Glee.
exactly. Yes. Ooh, and she gets a little like one liner and she goes, checkmate. I love it.
Not to
Okay.
constantly reference real world things, but there was some chess drama recently.
Yes.
Where there were allegations of vibrating anal beads being used to cheat,
Yeah.
which was ultimately not true.
Wait.
But
I need
Yeah.
more information. You cannot just say those words
I
and
think we
move
can
on.
just gloss on past that.
No, was it like to tell you what spot to go to, or was
Yeah.
it just I
Yes.
feel pleasure and thus I'm doing better at chess?
No.
Okay.
It was to tell you a spot.
Okay, I
Yeah.
gotta know.
A way to like secretly communicate with the person.
Okay.
A popular one is like shoes, because then like it could like vibrate, and that's also like a lot more easier to tell as well. Where it'd be like the left shoe would like vibrate and it would tell you how many spaces over, like horizontally, and the right one would be vertically.
Who cares enough to cheat at chess?
Well, when there's money on the line.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Good point.
But that could be the way that our Rachel Berry-esque character takes down the chess club candidates of like implicates them in this massive cheating scandal.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
We get libertarian off on weed charges. We get chess club
off on
off on cheating.
How do we get the
So is our main character just trying to like eliminate the clubs?
Yes.
Yeah, like they're just
eliminate the other people in the running.
The other candidates, yeah. So there's like one person from each of these clubs that is like campaigning at the beginning, and she's just like killing them off essentially, but like not really. But then they all end up murdered. Just kidding. Theater kids
for Ultimate Frisbee, she sets up a major Ultimate Frisbee tournament, so they're so distracted that they forget and miss
like the
a
same
critical
day as
line
like yeah, like the same day as the speeches that like announce your candidacy. Ooh. you gotta froth when it's an option to do so. Theater kids, how do we get rid of them? It's out of context, such a horrible sentence.
How do you just slash the budget like our university did?
Oh man,
Margo, both of you were theater kids. That's gotta have ideas.
I was a tech kid and I got paid to be one, so it's a little different. Ryan
Marga's
was on
a theater kid.
Let's not spread rumors.
Big theater kid energy coming off of both of you guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would just say slash the budget.
It has to be like a devious way, I feel like.
Yeah. Wait, but also, side note, Adam's the one who like all of his Spotify raps are like this musical and that musical. So like I just want to clear something up before
Margaret's like, if I'm going down, you guys are going with
we're
me.
all going down. I just like lights.
That's what they all say.
Could you start some like infighting drama of like, I heard that this person really likes this person and they stole your part to get a kiss scene with this guy.
I heard that they told the director that you forgot your lines last year.
What if they changed the cast list?
Oh my god. Oh, we gotta have like a Mean Girls-esque scene of everyone just going buck wild in the theater department.
Then in cartoons when they all start fighting, it's like a big
it's just
dust
a cloud.
Ball. It's like that. Like they're just trading insults, and all of a sudden it cuts and they're just fighting.
I love that so much. I think that's perfect. And so then, how do the frat boys escape that? Because that's the real question.
I think there's like the thing with the frat boys is they have so many avenues to be like, these people should not be running, and they just don't stick. And they're just like, party hard, dude. Who cares if we got all these freshmen drunk and we totally bribe those people?
Right.
We don't care, and it just doesn't stop them.
It could also be like, at some point she's like telling her like vice president running mate like all of her plans, right? And like this vice president's like, oh, and what about the frat boys? Like, we also got to make sure they're out of this. And Rachel Berry, not that that's what we're naming her, goes.
Rachel Rary.
Rachel Berry goes, like, oh, please, no one's going to take them seriously. Like, no one's going to vote in a bunch of frat boys. Like, just doesn't count on
Or
them.
like doesn't even, just writes them off.
Yeah, just like doesn't even think about it.
I would see maybe like they ally with them, and they're like, hey, if you support us, we'll overlook all this stuff.
Ooh, yeah, like maybe like she and the frat boys work together to take down the rest of the groups. Yeah. Okay, so we need to flesh out
Kind of a devil's bargain.
She's got like a little bit of an army too.
Absolutely. A frat boy army. Terrifying. What about our chaotic little guy?
So you know how every campus has squirrels, and they love to tell you how friendly those squirrels are. So what if there's like a well-known, very fat squirrel on campus? And so this guy's like, I'm running as that fat squirrel, and my campaign promises are like nuts to everybody, more like designated squirrel majors, like just random nonsense stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Did you guys feed the squirrels on our campus?
No,
but I know someone who did.
It's me.
That they do eat out of your hand.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They also don't like chips as much as you think they would. I kept trying, and there was this one guy, like, I was having a little picnic with some friends, and I kept trying to give a squirrel a chip, and he kept coming over. He would, like, hold it in his little hands, smell, and then run away. He wouldn't take it. He wouldn't lick it. He wouldn't eat it at all.
Want to investigate?
Yeah, he did it like 3 times. Like he kept coming over and be like, "Is it different now?" And it's like, "No, buddy, it's the same type of thing. Like I've been holding it for like 3 minutes now." Yeah. But yeah, okay, squirrel guy. We buy the rights to Phineas and Ferb's "Squirrels in My Pants," and that's his campaign song. Okay. So we know the first act of this movie is like the like Rachel Rary going and like pairing up with the frat boys to take down all the other groups, like leading up to like their like announcement speeches, right? Of like we're running kind of thing. And she thinks it's going to be like that kind of thing where the frat boys are her only competition, so she doesn't really need to like think about them. Like she's like, clearly when it's just the two of us, I'm going to win, because are you kidding me? They're a mess, you know? But like she's using them to help get rid of the other things.
Yeah.
And then like it gets to those speeches, frat boys are like, we'll party. That's my frat boy impression.
Dead accurate.
Rachel Rary is like, here's all the things I'm gonna do, and you see a bunch of angry people in the crowd, right? Like from the scorned groups.
The 3 people in the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's got to be like a Trump-esque thing where it's like the crowds were huge, and you like pan out to like 3 people.
It's like a TikTok video, so
Yeah.
vertical, and you only see 2 people, and then you like zoom out, and it's like, oh, there's no one here.
There's no one else. And then like the like tired like professor who's stuck with running this is like, and your third candidate, you get like a little microphone screech, and then squirrel guy comes out. And at the end it just punch zooms on. This is becoming a comedy and not a thriller, and I'm realizing that as I'm speaking of it.
No. We still haven't left thriller territory. Also, his name is Earl the Squirrel.
Earl the Squirrel.
That's
I think
his
this could
running
be like
name.
a Heather's type thriller. I was also thinking the squirrel should have like an E name.
Perfect.
This whole time I was trying to think of something that rhymed with squirrel. But I think once the race starts and then it's like full on trying to sabotage each other, like Squirrel Guy, Earl the Squirrel, releases squirrels in Bachel Rary's room and they like tear things up. There's like graffiti. Maybe Bachel Rary like or the frat guys like take the famous squirrel on campus hostage.
That's
Actually, you know what? That's the ending. That's when they unite against the common enemy. It's like the frat guys did what? They kidnapped the famous squirrel and then they bust him out and fall in love.
They do it January 6th on the
Wait,
college council.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the romance aspect. Yeah.
You have. I think we need to have. So okay, all we've done so far, like that's the setup to the movie.
That's the setup.
Everything thus far, and now it's just like sexual tension-filled interactions between Squirrel Guy and Bachel Rary of like, I'm gonna ruin you, and he's like, you can't. I'm a squirrel.
Wait, I need something to be clarified real quick. Is Earl the Squirrel Guy a guy or a squirrel?
No, he's a guy.
He's a guy.
He's running as the squirrel.
I thought that would like it's like how like I'm running as like a Democratic like party kind of thing. Like he was like starting the squirrel party. But he's running as like the squirrel.
Yeah, as the squirrel on campus, yes.
Does he wear a squirrel costume for all of his public appearances?
Yes,
absolutely. Okay, then here's what we do.
You know in Britain, how they have like joke candidates where it's like Darth Helmet or something, or Gordon Helmet or whatever, like stupid costumes. It's exactly like that. Like every single time he's wearing a squirrel costume.
I have a plan. So, every time she sees him as a political rival, he is in that squirrel costume because that is his public thing. Like how on our college campus, at least 5 people ran around as Spider-Man. True story. But outside of political activities, he's just a guy. And they start falling in love, like outside of that. And this is just thought of as some like
alter ego.
Yes.
Like,
and so
Bachel
then
Rary doesn't know that he's the squirrel.
Right.
Oh, I was thinking like Bachel Rary is like trying to do like some opposition research on like him to like find out his history, but there's just nothing.
Every social media site is just pictures of squirrels.
Yeah, and so the only way to like get to know him is to get close to him.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. There's a world in which we can do both easily. Like she's like, she goes to the school library. She's like trying to research like how to get a guy to fall in love with me. Like because this is the only way to beat this guy is to make the squirrel man fall in love with me. And then she like meets this librarian kid who's just working at the library, shelving books and everything like that. Little does she know it's Squirrel Guy. And he's like, so you're trying to get a man to fall in love with you. He like helps her with this plan the whole time, but really he's sabotaging her because he's the one planning to hit on him.
All right, yeah. This is what I got.
Okay.
Perfect mix between actual romance movie that I've seen, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Love it.
And great movie. And a little known indie cartoon you probably never heard of called Miraculous, where they fall in love. Which is not exactly miraculous.
What's her alter ego?
Well, I don't know if she has an alter ego. I don't know if that makes sense. But fall in love in civilian and hate each other in costume.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, like it's like the political mask of being a politician.
It's a real Clark Kent situation. She puts on glasses to seem smarter, but she doesn't actually need glasses in real life. So.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. That's amazing. Genuinely. Okay. I'm a sucker for Miraculous. But yeah, I think that's really fun. I like the idea of like her trying to take him down by like getting close to him, like you said, Ryan. Like I think that's just a lot of setup for hijinks. That being said, like to make it thriller, I think having in the aspect of him playing her the whole time is like a little suspensey. But I don't know. Aren't thrillers normally a little creepier, a little
Yeah, I
scarier?
was gonna say we move further and further away from
Yeah.
thrillers.
So how do we bring it back? How do we like get it into that Heather's territory where it's still funny and still goofy, but like I'm terrified.
Well, we did start out that squirrel guy is like chaos. Maybe he just like wants to overthrow the whole system. Like he says he's running like for the squirrels, but he's got like his own like ulterior motive.
Yeah. Okay.
To burn the system down.
Yeah.
What is his ulterior motive? What does squirrel stand for?
Secret. Wait, secret. What is?
Q's a really hard one.
The hard one.
And squirrel is a hard one to make an acronym for. They'd probably just rather create a new word.
No.
Oh, I love like in Phineas and Ferb, like stupid acronyms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna spend too long on this.
I don't care. It's gonna be worth it.
Secret quest.
Ew. Quest is perfect.
Secret, questionable, ulterior, intelligence.
It's just adjectives.
Intelligence doesn't have to be an adjective.
That's true.
R.
We got 2 R's.
Really?
Really, really evil league.
Yeah, honestly. Okay.
Secret, questionable, ulterior, intelligent, really, really evil league. Also, although this is all very comedic, in the movie, nothing should be portrayed as comedic ever. Like the
I agree.
reveal that
Like,
that's
it should
the
be taken so
acronym and it's
seriously.
evil is like completely serious death.
Rachel Rary breaks into his underground lair, and that like he's like, I see you found the secret, questionable, ulterior, intelligence.
Spins
really,
in
really
a chair.
He takes off his squirrel head, and it's him. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, how does any of this resolve?
They have a big tense. I still come back to that frat boys have kidnapped the squirrel, and so they have like Rary discovers this evil plot, and they have this big tense conversation of like, I was in love with you. I can't believe you've been doing this the whole time. He's like, I'm just evil, baby, and I don't know, doing all the evil squirrel stuff.
He's Austin Powers now.
He's Austin Powers. But then they get news that the squirrel is kidnapped, and they're like, we'll put aside our differences just for this moment so we can get this like school mascot back. And they have like heist. Always come back to a heist, and then they fall in love.
Every movie.
What? Adam, I like how you didn't want to do like a like romance or a rom-com, and this is what
this is a rom-com. You've made a rom-com despite your best efforts to avoid it.
So that's been very easy to come with a rom-com.
Yeah. Okay. What is Squirrel's like mission? Like, what is their mission statement as an evil league?
To spread evil.
Yeah, but like in what form, Like Doofenshmirtz's and Naders always had like a goal in mind, right? Like it wasn't just like a shrinkinator for no reason. Like you wanted to shrink it because something tragic happened in his childhood.
I was gonna say, what if it is like Doofenshmirtz evil? If he's just trying to like inconvenience people.
I mean, that can be it.
He's removing all the benches on campus.
It can be that like he wants to like win the presidency to like somehow ruin campus in some way. But I don't know. But like what way, I guess, is what
demolish like a ton of buildings to make way for like more trees for the squirrels.
I was thinking to banish all of the students in the residence halls to make room for squirrels to live there.
Just squirrel housing.
Yeah.
Okay. Housing for squirrels. I like it. In his lair, there's like blueprints of how to rearrange the dorms and everything to like be optimum for squirrels.
Yep.
He has like a thing where whenever squirrels bury their nuts and like lose 80% of them, there's like a sifter in the ground that collects them so that the squirrels can find them in one spot again. He just wants to make life better for squirrels.
He has like students in manual labor to go hunt down these nuts to give to the
Yeah.
squirrels.
Okay. And then what is like because frankly like he's really really lovable right now as a villain, right? Like
But this is portrayed as like the most evil anyone could be.
yeah. Okay. I want like a little more evil. Like
I feel
serious.
like we really have to make a choice
But
of if this be a rom-com or a
Or a
thriller.
thriller.
At the end of the day, it has to be a romance because that was the theme of the episode. So I don't think he can be so evil that he's not still romanceable.
Yeah, he needs to be redeemable at the end, sure, but like evil people can have redemption arcs, you know? Like Rachel Rary can be like, look, I know you love your squirrels, and how about we open up like a squirrel sanctuary on our campus, but also stop like killing students to like, you know.
I feel like that's what I was thinking about. I was like, wait, I feel like we're gonna lose the romantic comedy angle.
Like, what is his thing that is too far, you know?
Remove the dining halls.
Yeah.
And then all the food goes to the squirrels instead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, there's like a special, like Taco Tuesday-esque kind of thing that he's hoping to get rid of.
Ooh, like our campus had like mozzarella sticks after
Yeah.
a certain time that everyone loved, even
Yeah.
though they weren't that great. It'd be like, yeah, like some of them like fancy special food item, and he's like, gut it and replace it with nuts for these squirrels.
That's it, right? And everyone's gonna be like, dude, you're the worst person on this campus. Absolutely not. And they find a compromise. We're gonna try again for a thriller at some point.
I don't know. I thought this was a perfect thriller.
I think
political, high stakes action.
I think it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm so happy it is the way that it is. But I don't think we can classify it as a thriller.
I don't know why it can't be a thriller and a romantic comedy at the same time.
It could be, but there's just not enough thrill. There's just romantic comedy. A political romantic comedy, I guess. Mm-hmm. But we're just missing, you know.
I feel like
I'd watch this movie.
Someone's gonna have to die if you want it to be a thriller.
Yeah, like thriller needs some sort of spook, you know, like some sort of like screechy violin moment. That's how you classify a thriller.
Some sort of threat more than changing the dining hall food with acorns.
And like the squirrel being stolen, because don't forget about that. Like, okay, wait. So she's like, Rachel Berry's like, oh my god, you're doing this. Like, hold back your horses. That's not the phrase. Like, don't
just chill, dude. Away. Look, I took all this weed because I had to plant it in that stoner's apartment. Like, take this instead.
Yeah. And then
and it's like there's no time. The squirrel is kidnapped.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wait. So he's like revealing like how he's gonna get rid of the mozzarella sticks or whatever, right? And replace it with nuts. And she's like, "This is the most evil thing I've ever heard." And then there's a knock on the door, and they both like, you know, smash cut to them looking over at the door, and then on it there's a note that says, "If you ever want to see Earl the squirrel again, like." Drop out or whatever. I don't know.
Drop out of the running.
Drop out of the running.
For student government.
Drop out of the university. Raise the stakes more.
So I still love the such incredibly low stakes of student government.
And so then, like, then they're like, hold on, we'll talk about the mozzarella sticks later. Earl the squirrel. Is Earl a squirrel their mascot or just a beloved
No,
squirrel?
just a squirrel.
A squirrel, yeah.
Can you become the mascot after?
Sure.
Maybe that's
The
their
whole school
compromise.
changes branding.
They
Yeah.
make the official school mascot.
Yeah, and a squirrel sanctuary.
Mhm.
But everyone's also eating their mozzarella sticks at the end. And the squirrel sanctuary has a squirrel sign on it, but it stands for something good this time. So you gotta come up with another acronym.
Special, quintessential, under improvement.
Really,
really.
Really, really exquisite.
League. It's still a league. Oh my god.
Trying to think of how to spell squirrel again.
I know, I always think it's 2 L's instead of 2 R's.
Yeah. So how does this movie end?
What if it just doesn't?
It just keeps going.
What if
camera
the
just pulls
thriller?
away and-
What if the thriller is actually both the characters just are dead at the end? And
Wait,
it's
what is
like,
the
what
thriller bit?
happened? And then the movie ends.
What
They're
if
like
it's
walking in a
relevant?
park and it like goes over to their gravestones.
What if, okay, actually, they kiss.
They were dead the whole time.
What if the thriller bit is the guy who is the tired professor is like, and the winner of the student body president is, and you have Earl the squirrel guy, not the squirrel himself, and Rachel Berry holding hands, and then the movie ends.
Or lights cut out. There's a scream in the audience. Blood splatters across the microphone. Revealed he's dead. End movie. We don't know what happens.
Set up for a sequel.
Sequel hook.
Okay. Wait, who's dead?
Squirrel guy?
Well, I was thinking the announcer.
Oh, the
Oh.
professor?
I see.
Okay. Sure.
And there's a nut on each of his eyes, so it seems like Squirrel Guy did it.
This movie's like R-rated, but only for that final scene. Like the rest
So
of
your execs are like, I don't know what happened at the end here, but you gotta cut that out.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Wait. So the frat guys are out for squirrel napping, right? Like,
Yeah.
they get kicked out of the race for that.
Yes.
Okay. So it's just the squirrel and. Okay, so we can't have the final like squirrel sanctuary if we're ending it there.
I'm trying to get the thriller in again.
I know. I think
You
this
have to,
might
like,
just
there's
not
no,
be
there's
the
no
movie.
thriller in our thriller movie. So I'm like,
Is-
all right, assassination.
Is our main character much of an anti-hero as well?
Yeah,
I mean,
feel like
it's
we
kind of
lost
a false
a
hero in the
little
sense
bit-
that she kind of sucks.
I feel like we lost it a little bit on our chaos villain too. I feel like we leaned more into like actively evil in a, stupid way instead of just causing chaos.
So, out of our 3 prompts, we got zero.
But you know,
Happy
we made a better
Valentine's
movie.
Day.
You know,
It's
the goal
true.
originally was to make like
A
a
romance.
romance
romance,
movie or a
yes.
rom-com,
And I think this is that. Okay, well then what's our rom-com ending? We have
Yeah,
10 minutes.
I still like the murder idea at the end. Set up for a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But they
Um,
kiss like right before, so you know
Yeah.
that they got together.
So you know it's a romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we don't need those 10 minutes. All right,
So
that feels
we
great.
have to come with the rest of the squirrel.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. So what's our good squirrel thing? And that'll be like a picture in the credits.
All right, what did I say already?
You said special, quintessential. You said under improvement.
Yeah.
Really, but we could change those. And then I forget.
Exquisite League.
Ooh, exquisitely.
Change
I like.
that.
Is it league?
Exquisite looks like such a fake word to write. All right, what's you and I? Aw.
Aw.
Ultra.
Special quintessential you plus I. Really, really exquisitely.
You plus I are really exquisite lovers.
Yes. Oh my god, that's the romance.
It's like a proposal. Like
Yeah.
he like lights go out, drops the banner. That's what it spells, and then he's like, "I love you." And then cut. They're announcing the winner. Lights go out, dead. We come back around to the thriller part of the story to check all of our boxes.
Really exquisite lovers. Oh my god. Amazing. That's a romance, folks.
And that's a romance.
Get a guy who dresses up like a giant squirrel and threatens your school with a lack of mozzarella sticks. There's actually, like, maybe not a full-blown movie, but it sounds like it would make, like, an incredible, like, comic book.
Yeah.
It sounds really fun. Alrighty. Are you working on a thing, Ryan?
Oh, I was trying to see if I found a random generator, but none of them were very good.
Oh, wait, what's, like, at least
because
the fun?
They also misspelled squirrel.
Oh.
Because it's like, put in the words you want, and they forgot the U almost every time.
No.
A random, like, acronym generator?
Yeah.
I love that. That's a cool thing. Well, I think we can call this another successful movie in the book.
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
leaving all three of those
We
prompts
did a
on
romance,
the list.
thriller, comedy with a false hero and a chaos-causing villain, and it's all in there.
I was thrilled.
I was thrilled too, and isn't that at the end what a thriller is? Shouldn't it thrill you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see what score this movie gets on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
A 9
Highest
out of
it could
10.
get. Oh, okay, nice.
Okay.
I'll take it. I thought you were gonna say it's like the highest you could get is a 20%.
That'd be a 20 out of 10. It's so good.
I got 4 out of 5. I'm electing to say so. Smashing.
I got. Oh no, I got a 1.
1 out of 1. So killed it.
Number 1 movie you should see this year.
It's the chosen one.
Oh. Well, stay tuned for the next movie we write in like a month or 2. I don't know.
We put out another winner that Netflix should get.
Yeah. Really, we're building our portfolio right now, just waiting for Netflix to find us
Netflix,
and hire us.
You're seemingly determined to run your company into the ground, so hire us and we'll fix it.
Exactly.
I thought you were going to say so we could do it for you. Alrighty. What rain on y'all's parades?
I set off the smoke alarm in my room because I burned my meal while I was cooking it, which was devastating. I, like a fool, decided to try a new recipe, which was gnocchi and a bunch of vegetables.
But this is why you never try new things.
The gnocchi was a whole other thing because capitalism hates me and it never gives me the item I want when I'm shopping. So, but I've done that. This time I have the ingredients assembled, and I have, I follow the recipe exactly, and somehow when you're supposed to put the zucchini in first and leave it sitting on to saute, and it was like 2 to 3 minutes, and I put it on for 2 to 3 minutes, and they were completely burned and started smoking. And then when I started to add in the next ingredient, which was peppers, then the smoke alarm went off, and I freaked out, shut everything off, opened my windows, and then it went off. It went away, but then I had to throw out all of the vegetables that I was sauteing, and then I just ate gnocchi with some sauce. It was kind of depressing.
Yeah. But that sounds like it would be a really good meal.
It sure does.
I'm so sorry.
I don't went wrong either. I felt like it was one of
It's
those
weird.
HelloFresh recipes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever seen a HelloFresh recipe, but they really treat you like you're an idiot and go by step, like super, super specific, which I followed. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe I set my oven too hot.
High.
And
Maybe.
it was supposed to be kind of like medium low heat, and I had a medium high. I don't know.
Could be it. Sometimes it's just weird, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have one eye that like seemingly doesn't get as hot as the others. And so whenever we had to cook on that one, it's like, well, why is this taking so much longer on this eye? But I don't know, sometimes they're just funky. But worth trying again, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The weird thing about it was it wanted me, when I was sauteing the zucchinis, it wanted me to not stir at all.
See, that's
and just have and just have a layer of zucchini. So it meant the whole bottom got burned and the top didn't really cook. So I don't know. Maybe I wasn't supposed
to do that. When you say, I know better than you, HelloFresh, and you start.
HelloFresh. That's what you told me.
Oh, man. What about you, Ryan?
I can't really think of anything. I guess I'll do a good one.
Hell yeah.
Girl Scout cookies are back.
Fun. A good time.
Best Girl Scout cookie go.
Thin Mints.
Yeah, agreed.
Martha disagrees.
I don't disagree. It's that it's a tie for me. Thin Mints is in that tie, but so is the chocolate peanut butter one that would kill Ryan. And it's not like it's so that I could have
a tie for me.
I know, yeah. It's like I know I won't get support on this, but chocolate peanut butter is such a good thing. But I will say that Aldi's has a like essentially the same type of cookie as the chocolate peanut butter one, except they put a little more peanut butter in it, and so I think it's better than the Girl Scout ones. But Thin Mints, all of the like non-Girl Scout ones that I've tried are like either as good or a little bit worse. I've never found a like better Thin Mint than Girl Scouts. Yeah. As good, sure, but not better.
Is it Samoa's that you're talking about?
No, I think that's the coconut one. I feel like it's tagalongs, maybe. I don't know. I feel it's the red box, if that's helpful.
Tagalongs, you're right.
Nice. I was a Girl Scout. It's a lie. I was a brownie. I didn't mean to lie about my accreditation.
Alternatively called peanut butter patties. I don't know if you know that all Girl Scout cookies have alternate names, or a lot of them do because they're two different manufacturers. So regionally, they're called different.
I wasn't a good enough brownie to know that.
Not every single one does, actually. Okay. Samoas are also called Caramel Delights.
Yes, I've seen that before.
Do-si-dos are also generically called peanut butter sandwiches.
See, I don't like those.
There's like a lemon cookie.
The lemon one's good.
Then there's like the Thanks-a-Lots, which I don't know if they make those either.
Fair.
The Lemon Ups.
Get some cookies.
Oh, no, wait, there's two Lemon Ups and Lemonades.
What do they look like? Because one of them is good and one of them I haven't had.
The Lemonades look like a cookie lemon, and the Lemon Ups look like a cookie with a inspiring message on it.
I've had the inspiring message ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
What rained on my parade is I've had a nose ring for like, I don't know, almost a decade at this point. Like we're real close to coming up to that point. And it's never caused me any issues. It's always been completely fine. It's just on this side. I like switch it out like every now and then. It's a cute little guy. But for whatever reason, maybe it's just that it's been so dry here or something. Like I turned like while I was in bed the other night, like trying to get comfortable. And I kind of like put my face like in my pillow and it like made the inside of my nose ring poke the inside of my nose. And it like stabbed it a little bit, which it's never done before. And so I like don't know what's happening there, but I had like not a bloody nose, but blood in my nose, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't like pouring out. It was just like a tough time. And I thought that was rude. It was like, we've been together for like 9 years.
You throw away
You
our
choose to betray me like
a
that?
long-term relationship.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's like, I felt horrible. I was like, this is awful. You can't just hit me one. No, it's fine. I just either need to like switch it for a different one or just be more careful, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But don't get stabbed by your nose ring. Start an evil corporation underneath your school.
Write a
Just a
thriller
giant
that
cave under the school.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Write a thriller that isn't really that thrilling, but does
But does
thrill
have some
you.
and some good romantic comedy in it.
And some great romantic comedy in that thriller, because that's the most important part of a thriller.
The crucial ingredients, some might say.
Mhm.
And follow us on social media. We have Instagram and TikTok, maybe, and we have a
We do.
website, and you can contact us, and we
Yeah.
love it if you did.
I made a couple of stuff to put on all of our short form content social media things today from a couple episodes ago with our mind meld one, and it just made me want to play mind meld with you guys again. So be ready for that. And have a sunny Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day and happy 3 years and everything. Bye.
Yeah.
I-